Hi, I am Suraj Kumar Sukla. Today we will discuss the topic of the second chapter on complex number. First chapter we will already discuss in the last lecture. So we start complex number. Complex number. The starting of complex number is from this equation, or we can say that first type of equation. There is no such a real number for which x square plus 1 equals 0. So we want to extend our real number system. The new system comes out is known as complex number. There is no number which satisfies this equation. I will first introduce a number I, which is called iota, which satisfies this. The number I whose square is equal to -1 is given by Euler first of all. And the thing is that if we take any equation, suppose ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, then it has always real root. Maybe there is no real number for which this valid. In such a case, means that a polynomial or an equation in which the coefficient are real number system, its solution may be not a real number. In such a case, the solution of the type a plus ib is first of all introduced by Gauss. So Gauss introduced the solution of such type of equation for which equation do not have any root in the real number system. So this is a complex number. Now, in the last lecture we know each complex number have two parts. Suppose a plus ib and the complex number is denoted by z. Suppose a plus ib is a complex number, z equal to a plus ib. Now the real part of z equal to a and the imaginary part of z equal to b. We have already seen this. The part which is together with I is called imaginary part. The part which is free from I is called real part for the complex number. Now there are two type of complex number mainly. First is purely real complex number. Purely real. Suppose z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then it is purely real. Then it is purely real if y vanishes. Means that if for a complex number the term together with y or the coefficient of I vanishes, then we say that the complex number is purely real number. Second is that purely imaginary complex number. In case of purely imaginary complex number, what will happen? The real part of complex number, suppose z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then it is called purely imaginary if the real part vanishes. If x equals 0, means z equal to only iy. Now there is a question, 0 is what? 0 is purely real or purely imaginary? So 0 can be written as 0 equal to 0 plus ib, I into 0. So it is also a complex number. Here x equal to 0 as well as y equal to 0. So in this case x equal to also 0 and y equal to also 0. Hence 0 is called purely real and purely imaginary complex number. Okay. Now we will discuss in complex number like in real number, we know about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Similarly in complex number, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division also hold. So we know about that. Suppose we want to know about addition of complex number. Addition of complex number. Suppose we have two complex number z1 x1 plus iy1 and second complex number z2 equal to x2 plus iy2. If you want to add these two numbers, then their addition is represented by z1 plus z2 and this is equal to x1 plus x2 plus iy1 plus y2. Or in other words, we can say that Z1 plus Z2 equal to real part of Z1 plus real part of Z2 and plus I imaginary part of Z1 plus imaginary part of Z2. Okay, this is the addition of two complex number. Similarly, we can define subtraction of two complex number. If we define subtraction of two complex number. Suppose Z1 equal to this and Z2 equal to this are two complex number, then their subtraction is represented by Z1 minus Z2. In that case, what will happen? The plus sign is changed by the minus sign. So in subtraction what will happen? Suppose we want to subtract this, then first is x1 plus iy1 and we want to subtract x2 plus iy2. Then x1 minus x2 and here we get plus iy1 minus y2. Means that here real part of z1 minus real part of z2 and plus I imaginary part of z1 and minus imaginary part of z2. This is the subtraction of two complex numbers. In complex number, whenever we subtract the real number, if we subtract a smaller number from a greater number, then we find positive value. If we subtract greater number from a smaller number, then we get negative value. Similarly, can we think inside a complex analysis? Which number is greater, which number is smaller? I told you, in complex number theory, there is no meaning of greater than or less than. Means that we cannot compare two complex number. If Z1 and Z2 are two complex number, then we cannot compare. This is greater, this is smaller, or this is smaller, this is greater. Means there is no meaning in complex plane greater than or smaller than. Okay. Also, there is no meaning of graph in complex analysis. Suppose if we take in real analysis, there are variable with the variable is x and y. So we draw the graph y equal to fx. We draw the graph on x and y axis. Here to draw a graph we want three axes. Means that 3 dimension is required to draw a graph. So on this whiteboard we cannot draw the graph. We cannot draw the graph of any function. So in complex analysis we cannot draw the graph of a function on a plane or on a copy. Okay. So the meaning of graph and meaning of less than or equal to is not valid in the complex number. Okay. Then how we know which complex number is greater or which complex number is smaller? Suppose Z1 is given complex number, Z2 is another complex number. In last class we discussed about the magnitude of a complex number, magnitude or modulus of a complex number. And we know that if Z1 equal to x1 plus iy1 is a complex number, then their magnitude equal to under root x1 square plus y1 square, which belongs to the real number system. Means that if we know the magnitude of two different complex numbers, similarly if we can find the magnitude of z2 under root x2 square plus y2 square, also belongs in real number system. Now we can compare the magnitude of two complex numbers. Means that two complex numbers cannot be compared directly, but if their magnitude is found, then we can compare two complex numbers, which is greater or which is smaller. Now we can discuss about the smaller or greater. Okay. Next, multiplication of a complex number. So multiplication of two complex number. Multiplication of two complex number. Suppose Z1 equals x1 plus iy1 is one complex number and Z2 equal to x2 plus iy2 is another complex number. Then how we find their multiplication? Means if we want to find Z1 into Z2, so x1 plus iy1 and x2 plus iy2. If we multiply this, then we get x1 x2 and minus y1 y2, another time plus I x1 y2 and plus y1 x2. Means that this is the multiplication of two complex number. When x1 is multiplied in x2 gives real number. When iy1 multiplied in iy2 gives minus y1 y2. This is also real number. We take real number together and the imaginary part together. So we can get the multiplication of two complex number in a very simple manner. Similarly, we can define division of two complex number. Suppose Z1 is a complex number. Suppose Z1 is a complex number and Z2 is another complex number which is different from 0. Then Z1 by Z2 is defined as x1 plus I y1 and x2 plus I y2. We can solve, or it can be represented by the standard form a plus ib after multiplying the conjugate of x2 plus I y2 in numerator and denominator. Okay, so this is the division of complex number. So this is a very simple way for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of two complex number. Now, when we say two complex number are equal, when we say two complex number are equal, so my another topic is that equality of two complex number. Which situation arises when two complex number are equal? Equality of two complex number. Equality of two complex number. Let Z1 equals x1 plus I y1 is the first complex number and Z2 equal to x2 plus I y2 is the another complex number. Now we discuss about the equality of two complex number. We say Z1 equals Z2 if and only if real part of Z1 equal to real part of Z2 and imaginary part of Z1 equal to imaginary part of Z2. Means if real and imaginary part of two complex number are equal, then we say that the two complex number are equal. Okay. So this is the equality of two complex number. Now we discuss about the argument of a complex number. The very important term, argument of a complex number. Argument of a complex number. Yesterday we have already discussed about the argument of a complex number. Suppose this is a complex number pxy, then this line gives the magnitude of that complex number, the magnitude of this distance gives the magnitude of this complex number, and the angle theta with respect to x-axis, from the x-axis the angle theta gives its argument. Okay, the argument of a complex number is not unique. A single complex number can have more than one argument. Means that theta equals tan inverse y by x is one of its argument. Theta equal to tan inverse y by x is one of the argument of the point P, not all arguments. Okay, after one rotation of 2 pi we can reach at this point. Again, after one rotation in clockwise we can reach at the point P again. So after each 2 pi rotation we reach at the same point. That's why each point in a complex plane cannot have unique argument. Okay, so argument is this. We can do the argument with the help of a very simple question. A question we write here. Find the argument of minus 1 minus under root 3i. This argument is, the first option is 4 pi plus 4 pi by 3. Second option is minus 4 pi plus 4 pi by 3. Third option is 7 pi plus 4 pi by 3. And fourth option is none of these. None of these. Very simple question. Here we see here argument minus 1 minus under root 3i. GCD complex number lies in the third coordinate system. Somewhere here, -1 minus root 3. This angle is 90 degree, and this angle is -1 minus under root 3, 60 degree. Means pi by 3. Okay. So this angle is pi by 3. Now from this is pi, and from there this is pi by 3. Then total pi plus pi by 3 मतलब 4 pi by 3. Okay. So the argument, one of the argument of this point is 4 pi by 3. After one complete revolution of 2 pi, we get same argument. 2 pi plus 4 pi by 3 is also the argument of same complex number. Similarly, 4 pi plus 4 pi by 3 is also the argument of the same complex number. After rotation of each 2 pi, either in the clockwise, either in the anti-clockwise direction, we get the argument of the same complex number. Okay. Here we can write down minus 4 pi plus 4 pi by 3. This is also argument of that complex number. So 4 pi minus 4 pi plus 4 pi by 3 are both are the argument of this complex number. 7 pi is not possible because 7 is odd number. After each rotation we revolve 2 pi distance. Okay. So option first and second is correct. We discuss another question, very important question. The question is 1 plus z square dot dot z to the power 17 equals 0, and 1 plus z square plus dot dot z to the power 13 equals 0. We want to find how many z exist for which these two equations valid. Okay. So in first, if you multiply by 1 minus z in both sides, if in first we multiply 1 minus z on the both sides, then we get 1 plus z square dot dot z to the power 17 equal to 0. Now this is a very simple expression, and it can be written as 1 minus z to the power 18 equals to 0. So here 1 equal to z to the power 18. If we suppose this is the equation number first. Now again in second, if we multiply both sides by 1 minus z, 1 minus z, 1 plus z square dot dot z to the power 13 equals to 0, then we get 1 minus z to the power 14 equals 0. It means that z to the power 14 equal to 1. Suppose this is the equation number 2. Now if we find the value of z for which equation 1 and 2 is valid, see here the power of z is 18, which is even number. In second equation the power of z is also even number. So these two equations simultaneously valid only for z equals 1 and minus 1. Okay. If we take the value z equal to 1, then we see here 1 plus 1 plus 1 dot dot 1 plus 1 cannot be equal to 0. It means that z equal to 1 is not possible. Then only one value minus 1 satisfy both equations. So z equal to minus 1 is only solution. Okay. Now we will discuss another some interesting question on the complex number. Okay. See here. Question. Find the value of n. Find the value of n for which n plus 2i whole to the power 4 is rational. In this question, we want to find the value of n for which this is rational. Okay, each rational number is a real number. Each rational number is a real number, and purely real means that the imaginary part vanishes. So first of all, we want to expand n plus 2i whole to the power 4 with the help of binomial theorem. If you do not know binomial theorem, then you can also break out this by n plus 2i square, and in another one n plus 2i whole square. After multiplying it, we can open it. After that, we can put the imaginary part equal to 0. So